One of the very first videos I put out on the Prog School was a lesson covering the odd time signatures of Rush. With the return of Rush this year, it's the perfect time for a follow-up lesson. Today we'll be looking at 5 more examples of odd time signatures in Rush's music. If you want the sheet music from this lesson and all of my other lessons, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube. Links to all of that is in this video's description. I'm also available for some private lessons at the moment if you want some more in-depth personal instruction. Let's kick it off with a classic. This is, of course, Freewill off of Permanent Waves. The main riff and the verses are a great example of what I call a time signature pair. You have 2 different time signatures that combine to make a larger odd time signature phrase. In this case, we have a bar of 6/4. And then in the second measure, they tack on an extra quarter note for a bar of 7/4. For a total of 13 quarter notes. Addition and subtraction are a very simple way to create more complex time signatures. I have a whole masterclass lesson I did a few years back on addition and subtraction in time signatures. I'll link that down below if you want a little deeper dive into this topic. Both parts of this intro, the low riff and the higher chords, follow this 6/4 to 7/4 pattern, and then when it goes into the verse, they actually tack on another beat to the second measure, so you get a bar of 8/4. In the verse, it's 6/4, 8/4, 6/4, 7/4, and then in the interlude right after the verse, it's the reverse of that. It's 6/4, 7/4, 6/4, 8/4. I think this 8/4 bar here in the verse is specifically to accommodate the lyrics here. Like, there's nothing left to chance against. Once again, just adding this one extra beat, but it makes for a pretty unusual series of time signatures, 6, 8, 6, 7, which is a total of 27 quarter notes. The 8/4 bar at the end of the interlude right after the verse leads right into the pre-chorus, where the song finally shifts into 4/4. Rush is so good at balancing the odd time signatures and the common time signatures. When it finally hits into this 4/4, it feels extra groovy. Freewill is one of the best examples of complex time signatures in a very popular Rush song. Next up is one of my favorite Rush songs, Xanadu. The intro and the riff at 3 minutes and 35 seconds are both using a very common subdivision of 7/8 divided as 2, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I covered this exact rhythm in my first video on Rush when I talked about natural science. This is a rhythm they use often. The intro has the guitar playing this pattern of 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And the rest of the band is playing these big epic hits underneath it with the big drum fills. And the other riff is in 7/8 as well, but it's much more groove focused, with all 3 of the guys accenting these patterns of 2, 2, and 3. This is actually a pretty fast example of this 7/8 rhythm, but of course Neil made it groove super well. And once again, it's followed by a section in 4/4, balancing the odd with the common. Next up is a deep cut off of Vapor Trail's Freeze Part 4 of Fear. Not a favorite Rush album of mine, but the rhythm in the intro here is very cool. This is pretty complex, but it's based on a similar pattern as the Xanadu section I just covered. There's 2 main rhythmic subdivisions here that get combined to create these different time signatures. The first is this 2-2-3-7-8 pattern I just talked about, and the second is a 5/8 pattern that's just a shortened version of the 7/8. So it's a 2 followed by a 3, 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. These 2 patterns get combined in a couple of different ways throughout this whole first section. In the first bar, Geddy and the kick drum are playing 2 of the 7/8 patterns back to back, which fit into a bar of 7/4. Neil is playing constant quarter notes here on the ride cymbal throughout this whole section, so we're feeling these odd patterns against that, and that's why I have this written in 7/4. In the next measure, the bass and the kick are playing 1 of the patterns of 7/8 and 1 of the 5/8, so 2 2 3 2 3. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. This adds up to 12/8 notes, or a bar of 6/4, and this 6/4 bar then repeats 2 more times. Then there's 1 bar of 4/4 before the vocals kick in. So the whole intro is 7/4, 6/4, 6/4, 6/4, 4/4. That's a total of 29 quarter notes, and there's these odd patterns inside of each of these measures. This one took a second to figure out, and it really shows how complex you can make something by just combining smaller patterns in different ways. I do want to talk very briefly about the guitar part because it's very interesting. Alex is doing these 2 harmonics. You have one at about 2.75, and these are both on the low E string. And then you have one at about 2.4. This makes the notes D and E. I have it notated the first one as 5.8 because you get the same harmonic there. Guitar Pro won't do 2.75 as a harmonic for some reason. You should get on that Guitar Pro. So just to make it clear, I have it written that way in the sheet music. His part is following these rhythmic subdivisions for the most part. It's a little random at the beginning, but once the verse kicks in, he has a pretty set pattern. It's something like this. So there's some open strings in there too. Very interesting, but very cool part. When the vocals kick in the verse, it's mostly in 6/4, but this 6/4 rhythm is the reverse of the one we've been doing in the intro. So instead of the 7/8 followed by the 5/8, it's 5/8 followed by 7/8. So 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. There is one measure of 5/4 in here as well, which is just 2 of the 5/8 patterns.
The city crouches, steaming. In the early morning of light, the sun is still a rumor, and the night is still a threat.
Then it goes right into this distorted riff that only uses the 5/8 rhythm. This song is a great example of some odd time signatures in later era Rush.
We keep crying. In my head, shaking and drifting, mechanical music, adrenaline surge.
Next is another classic. This is the middle section of Red Barchetta from Moving Pictures. This is a much simpler example than the previous ones. There are 3 bars of 4/4 and 1 bar of 2/4 for a total of 14 quarter notes. This is another example of subtraction here. We're cutting off 2 beats from the final bar to create this odd phrase length.
In my head, shaking and drifting, mechanical music, adrenaline surge.
The other important element of this riff is the accented offbeats. You have heavy accents on the end of 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and also on the end of 4 and the end of 1 in the last measure. And then when they repeat the riff, they actually accent the 8th note before the downbeat of the first bar. And all of these offbeats really help to give this extra energy and propel this riff forward. Lastly, I want to take a look at a deep cut from Signal's Losing It.
Bell tolls for
The main rhythm in the song is a 5/8 rhythm divided as 3 and 2. This is the opposite of the 5/8 rhythm we saw in Freeze, and it has a very different feel. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And and this alternates against sections that are in 4/4. Once again, that contrast of the odd and common that Rush is so good at. But this gets even cooler in the violin solo. Here we have a rhythm in 11/8. It's divided as 3/3/3/2 or 6 and 5. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. You could even feel this as 12/8 with one beat subtracted from it. 12/8 would be 4 beats that are each 3 notes long. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. But you could subtract that last beat off of it. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and they actually go into 12/8 right after the solo, and then after that they head back to the 5/8 rhythm.
Bell tolls for
This has to be one of the most interesting sections of music from Rush. The violin solo, the 11/8, the spacey chords, it's such a vibe. And I think it's a great example of what makes Rush's use of odd meters so good. They're doing all of this rhythmic trickery, but it feels normal and natural. It's a testament to just how good they were at writing and performing these odd rhythms. What are your favorite examples of odd time signatures in Rush's music? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe, hit the bell notification, like, comment, share, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, stay proggy.